Hello and welcome to TA for Traders. It's Monday the 4th of September and I'm Nigel Croft. In this video we'll be looking at the charts on the Platinum price, so the code XPTUSD. What we'll see is that a downtrend was broken. We've had a really good move to the upside. Technically it looks good, however there is a bit of resistance that needs to be overcome. But looking at the weekly picture, once we get past that resistance, then further upside should be assumed. Let's look at the charts. So here we have the daily, and you can see that this downtrend, quite a severe downtrend, was broken towards the end of July. And since then we've had a great move upwards through all the resistance of the moving averages and through the resistance that was seen on the previous highs of the downtrend in June and April. So here we are now on the 20-day. That's given the supports. That's the yellow line. You can see that when it crossed through the 50-day, they were both moving upwards. That was a bullish sign. And yes, we've had a good upward move since then. The 200-day is now moving up as well, and in a few days we will get the 50 crossing the 200 in another bullish golden cross formation. These moving averages will also give support if there's any consolidation on the Platinum price. Over here, back in February, when we reached the peak on Platinum, this is now the resistance that needs to be overcome. I'll talk about that more when we get to the weekly chart. On the RSI, that's presently at 72.73 and is indicative of positive momentum. It's also positive that we're at a high on the RSI as we reach a short-term high on the Platinum price as well. And also the MACD just started to diverge on the upside again. They had been flatlining a bit, but short term above long term, so that's another buy signal as they've now diverged. Also, you can see that there is high volume on this break upwards, which is always a good sign. Right, now on the weekly, so here each candle represents 1 week's trade. Then you can see the resistance, which goes up to about 1045. If we can get above there, you can see that there's then like a gap up to the 200-week moving average, which is around about 1120. And really one would expect the Platinum price to move up to there, but I would not be surprised if there's a bit of indigestion as we go into this resistance, maybe a few weeks of trading sideways round about, between now and the 1040 level, just slow down in the upside momentum, and then have the breakthrough. Let these moving averages catch up somewhat. The 20 and the 50 is actually still moving down, so that needs to roll upwards. The 20 is moving up, so you just have a bit more base building. But this is a base building picture that we're seeing on the weekly, and it's a good picture. It's a nice basin shape, but just needs a bit longer before we can say we're going to move up to that 200 week. The RSI is indicative of positive momentum. That's presently at 62.5, is in an uptrend, and likewise the MACD just moving above the zero with the short term above the long term, another good sign. On the 4-hour chart, here you can see that we've been dominated by the 20 and 50-day moving average. They created their first golden cross on the 18th of August, and then we had another one on the 28th, all very positive. They will give support on any pullback. The 20 days 998 and the 50-day 989.25. RSI potentially a non-confirm on this, as the high that we've just reached today is actually the RSI didn't reach a high, was below the level it achieved on the 29th of August, so be aware of that, keep your eye on that. MACD are positive, but starting to flatline on the short term, so also be aware of that. Consolidation here, allowing the moving averages to catch up, would be good, and then let's see what happens then. But the RSI does need to pick back up above the 67-68 level. Looking at the support resistance levels on platinum, resistance is at those highs that we saw, 1036.51, 1044.75, and then support at the 50 of the 4 hour, 989.26, and then at the 20-day, 982.69. So that's been TA for traders looking at the price of platinum. As I said, don't be surprised if there's a short-term consolidation, but looking at that weekly picture, a nice base building pattern. When we get a break above the resistance, there will be a move up to that 200-week moving averages. Here's just to clarify the key takeaways. Towards that key resistance, after any consolidation, further upside should be expected. The moving averages are okay with positive momentum, and there's a weekly base build picture which is also positive. And also, I didn't mention on there about potential non-confirmation on the 4 hours, so keep your eye on that as well. So lots to watch, and but it has had a good move. If you've been partaking in that move, no trouble in taking some money off the table given the resistance and given that non-confirmation. Thanks for watching this video. Please remember, these videos are my opinion only and are for educational purposes and are not an investment recommendation. Please read the disclaimer. Thank you.